You can do all talking, so I'm starving.
Welcome back to another video, guys. I hope you're well. My name's the Wilsonator, and today we are eating Ryan Terry, Mr. Olympia, second place. Sorry, I don't like me saying that.
Second place.
Arnold Classic champion diet. And now, I'm just gonna be straight up honest. I'm not about the eating challenges. Probably something that you guys wanna see and it's really entertaining, but I honestly, I struggle to eat as it is. I've made a video about like my weight loss story and my like sort of anxiety around eating big meals, and it's just something that I don't wanna do. However, we're gonna eat one of Ryan's meals today. And I just, similar to what we did it at Eddie Hall, I just want to chat about what your lifestyle's like, particularly around nutrition. I'm sure lots of people watching are into health and fitness, they want to start training, they want to change their body.
Yeah.
And I guess your journey with nutrition. Talk us through, whilst you're munching, try not to...
Alright.
What is that? What's going on with this?
No, I added sugar and salt. I know.
Didn't know that. Look at the freaking bottle. How am I meant to get anything out of it?
That's when you get angry and you're hungry.
Let's straight off.
Go on then.
Over on his channel, we're swapping diets. You know, he's eating. I'm going to talk about different portions. We're living the day in the life. Today, this is a typical breakfast / meal you would put in every couple of hours. Is that correct? So what we got? 240 grams of rice.
Yeah.
About 3 eggs.
3 eggs. Yeah.
And then two pieces of fillet steak.
Fillet steaks, yeah. So that's around 300 grams of red meat. So that's one meal. Then you eat every 2 hours. So you get probably 6 decent portion meals in a day. Bodybuilders tend to eat, I won't say smaller meals, we eat often, we graze through the day instead of having massive portion meals.
Can I just say, your grazing is eating massive meals for me anyway.
Yeah, fair.
A graze meal like a fucking... If I eat all of it, I'll be proud, I'll be impressed.
Oh, you better eat all this because I've cooked it. Can't waste food in this household. Not be leaving this table to you. But I'll eat it anyway, lads. If you don't eat it.
Talk me through
Right.
a typical day then, in terms of people probably interested in the calorie intake. What's that off the bat straight away?
Yeah, so it obviously depends where I'm at in prep. So if I'm on prep, it'll be 4,500 calories, which we start at, and then we'll taper that down as we get closer to a show. So that starts around 16 weeks out. And yeah, if we're on off season, I try to push more than 4,500, but my body, I don't know, it responds better to carbs rather than fats. I've tried all the diets and my body responds better to carbs, but I can't physically at the minute get any more than 4,500 calories in clean. I can do it dirty. I don't see the point of that. I'm a bodybuilder. I live the lifestyle 365 days a year. So, and I can maintain my weight at that as well. Right. So that's not necessarily putting mass weight on from that.
I eat 4,500 calories Monday to Friday. That's a lot. That's a hell of a lot. I think for me to try that today that's why we're not filming 24 hours eating around. Right, but there's not a chance I'll be able to do it.
But I've had to taper up over the years though. It's not something I thought, right, I'm gonna do bodybuilding tomorrow and then start piling all this food in.
Well look, you've got over a decade of experience with your body and food.
20 years, yeah.
20 years, 2 decades.
18 years, yeah, 80 years. And your body adjusts, so the more you force in, within a couple of weeks of eating like that, you'll be able to sustain that for longer and get used to it. And then it's just trying to like manipulate the metabolism. And for me as a bodybuilder, that's the segment I really like, the part of it. Everyone's individual and you have to learn your own way. You can't just copy someone else's diet and say, oh, that'll work for me. And yeah, as you get older, your metabolism changes and it's just different food types at different times of day, how you react to it, especially around training and your performance and stuff. So it just always intrigued me.
Awesome. So supplements?
Yeah, supplement wise, so for me, you can't beat solid food. So supplements are there to supplement a balanced diet. So I only ever take my supplements around training purely for the absorption rate. So if I was to eat this, like in a liquid form, like say whey protein and cyclic dextrin or multidextrin, before I train, I can get it into the system, digesting, really easily digestible, done, awesome, as quick as possible. Whereas if I was to eat this solid, it would take 3 to 4 hours for the body to digest it, to break it down and stuff. So that's when supplements are brilliant for bringing in, you say. So it just pushes you through plateaus and gets you there quicker.
I think it's the 1%, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the 99%, or let's say like the 90-10%. The 90% is the food, the fuel.
Yeah.
I mean, you've not got that right. It's interesting though, I do want to chat to the audience. You know, you want to be the best bodybuilder in the world. I wanted to be the best gymnast in the world, so I ate. And I figured myself out as well. What I ate was different to what Max Whitlock ate, or like the other teammates, and everyone will be same in bodybuilding. But we're elite sportsmen. Whoever you are watching this, eat for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Instagram and social media and society nowadays, it's sort of, we try and paint this perfect picture and this perfect body image, particularly for females and males. It's like everyone needs to look like Ryan.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You don't need abs. You don't need them. It's about, I think, particularly in nutrition wise, I hate the word diet.
Yeah.
It's like for whatever your goal is, it's like now I'm gonna go on a diet.
Yeah.
And you talked about lifestyle, living it 365 days. I think for someone that say overeats and wants to lose weight, I think the first thing they need over a diet is a psychologist to figure out what mentally the mental relationship with food and why they overeat.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the same way like if you were a smoker and you couldn't stop, you wouldn't go on a smoking diet. Would you?
Yeah, fair enough.
You try and see, but it's just my opinion on the world, and obviously our professions, particularly yours, it's massive with fuel, food, and you've got to be down, you've got to the T. But what was your advice to someone that's just trying to be more healthy and feel better about themselves with food?
Yeah, I would probably take the pressure off yourself. And like social media, it can be a positive thing. You can take a lot of positives from social media, but also you can take a lot of negatives. Like you see these people like myself, whatnot, posting pictures of being on stage at sub 5% body fat, and you're thinking that's what we need. We walk around like all year round, and we need to look like that, and put pressure on yourself. And it's not reality. Over the years, I think I went down the wrong path. Like 7 years, I'll openly admit, I ate the cleanest diet, and I needed to be under 10% all year to even function. And if not, it was not I was in a bad place with it and stuff. So I just think people put so much pressure on that. You need to find a good balance. And I've seen in my industry disorders with food and the way they look and
eating disorders.
Eating disorders and stuff. So
I've experienced it myself.
Yeah,
I'm sure you had yours.
Yeah,
I'll be truly honest. Like, I used to binge eat really bad when I was trying to be.
Did you?
I would deprive and then binge.
Right.
And like starve and binge and starve and binge, and it was all my obsession of being lighter. So
Yeah,
I cut out everything. And then when it come to the weekend, or it come to the point where I could have a bit of chocolate, I'd just let loose.
Yeah. That's
But
because your body's craving it. As soon as you have one bit, you need it.
People connect with that, and I think where I'm at with fuel now is if it is fuel, and I try and listen to my body, eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm full.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I think that's the best way, and it doesn't matter if, like yesterday I had KFC for my breakfast. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
But some people's mindset is like, right, you're on a diet, you're not allowed it. I can't have KFC.
But it's weird because obviously I need to kind of stop on that. For him, that's perfect. But if I'm on obviously prep, for sure, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't
Absolutely
be able
not.
to do that,
But you're trying to be the best bodybuilder in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
But some people are on diets, right? I can't have KFC.
Yeah.
My mindset is,
you can.
I can. I'm just choosing not to.
Or you can.
Choosing not to.
Yeah, you can, or factor it into your diet. So if you're gonna have it on that day, then you factor it in or whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah, as long as it don't become an obsession.
But I think on that whole like diet restriction, I cannot. When it comes to the point where you have the KFC, treat, cheat, it's get the bucket, explode. Now I've brought my diet, so let's have chocolate as well. Let's have an ice cream. Like,
go for it.
I had KFC for my breakfast.
You're fine with it.
A chicken burger with bacon in it. I didn't finish it because I was full. That's okay. Like I was hungry. I chose to have that, and I stopped eating when I'm full. It wasn't I'm cheating on my diet. I've treated myself, and I need to just explode now. And I think personally, I've retired, and I think I need to eat a lot more food.
This is what I was going to bring you on to actually. As a gymnast, I think, was it important what type of food you ate? Because we touched on it a little bit, obviously off camera, but from my perspective, obviously you look at gymnasts, they're absolutely shredded, and they've got class physiques, got good muscle maturity, and they can actually utilise it as well, they can perform with it. So I was quite interested to see what their diets do consist of at that level.
Yeah, I think the comparison to us is like the hours spent in the gym. Out of a 3-hour gymnastics session, I might actually be on the apparatus under tension doing skills for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you sit down in between each go, it's just quick bursts of power and particularly when you're doing routine work, it's muscular endurance, strength. There's like a bit of everything. Being at a consistent where you'd be shocked at how little we actually eat so we can stay light to be able to get the power. So it's like strength to weight ratio, but then be able to feel lighter to perform the skills that we need to do. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be bloated, you don't want to be heavy, you don't want to be...
It's amazing
the impact on your joints as well. Like the lighter you are, the less injuries technically that you're gonna get, because it's just so much impact on your joints.
From like a bodybuilding perspective, it's amazing because we rely heavily on food for fuel, for performance, because we need to perform in the gym. And the only way we can perform in the gym is with as much food really, or the right amounts of food. So strange to see, because when I look at you guys and you're shredded, you're doing your crucifix and your all muscles properly, you're thinking they must be on a certain amount of protein a day, they must be eating a certain amount of calories or certain types of food to sustain that type of physique, really, but it doesn't.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like me personally, I was professional. I was like, I'm taking this seriously. like 80% of the time, 90% of the time, I'm eating well, I'm eating a lot of protein, I'm fueling my body. Not every gymnast's like that. I'm gonna call him out here, but if you guys know Courtney Tulloch, who's the rings man,
right,
strongest lad in the squad, he ate well, but he ate so much sweets, cookies, pizza. Do you know what I mean? And it was just, I think genetically, he was so strong.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it don't matter. It's not first across the line, it's who can perform the gymnastics. It's so skill based.
Yeah.
As long as you do the gymnastics, and obviously over a decade of training, 2 decades of training like you, you slowly build to the top level that we're at. Didn't eat much, because sometimes loads of fuel, you know, like say if I had 250 grams of rice and a 400 gram steak before a session versus
half a salmon fillet
and a piece of bread. Like the actual volume and weight that's with that meal that's going and sitting on my stomach as I'm about to flip myself round and use my body weight, I feel sluggish, I feel heavy, it's not a nice feeling. Versus I feel light, I don't need, like sometimes I felt hungry. You benefit from different things, it's just there's such a like different variables in bodybuilding and gymnastics, but it's so fascinating to see how we eat, you know what I mean?
Because like for instance, when they train, you were just telling me, like say you have minimal food for maximum output, whereas for us, it's maximum food an hour before you train in order to fuel a heavy workout. So sometimes I'll go in bloated and that's not ideal. Trying to put these big meals in an hour before you're going to go and hit a big session, and then you're having like a heavy carb drink as you go into the gym. You have a heavy carb drink whilst you're training, and you have a heavy carb drink post-workout. It's just so different, our principles, isn't it? You can't get polar opposites, in fact.
We supplemented, like whey protein, creatine, loads of like omega-3, zinc, vitamin D. Vitamin D is the biggest one. We're all deficient because we train inside.
Yeah.
Spend our lives inside. But definitely like those little percentages. But again, like we said, they were small. We had to have the bulk of it from our food.
What about your water intake? Does that matter?
Shit. I was really bad. Still am really bad. But again, you drinking that's a kilo of weight. It would be like to stay hydrated, electrolyte drinks, small sips.
But we have to have a minimum of 4 of that a day. Yeah, we'd have 6 litres, at least 5 to 6 litres a day. Because again, that helps with digestion, helps with everything really.
I think I definitely should have drank much more water, but it's one of those as well.
Hey,
like
maybe that would have got you the gold medal.
Fuck it off. Mate, it's been awesome. I am struggling with this.
I know, I can tell.
I'm fucking struggling with this.
I'm thinking, can we wrap this up? I need to eat Andy's.
But yeah, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for sitting down and having me around, cooking me steak on your barbecue. And yeah, I think final message, it's scientific, it's simple. You eat, you move, it manipulates your body, your composition, how you look, how you feel.
Everyone's individual as well.
Everyone's individual. I think if you spend some time trying to figure that out and what works for you, you know, you can do it. My personal opinion is staying away from diets and just working on your mindset towards what it is, listening to your body, stopping, you know, eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're full. Like, who decided that breakfast has to be at 8, lunch has to be at 12 and dinner has to be at 6? Like, who the fuck decided that? Do you know what I mean?
Some clever man.
And also, you're not trying to be a Ryan Terry or a Nile Wilson, you're trying to be you, so it's been fascinating listening to you, bro. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
4,500 calories a day versus 1,500 calories a day. Gymnast versus bodybuilder. We're off to the gym now to train some shoulders. Which
My world now.
Wait. Go subscribe to Ryan if you haven't already. And
thank you.
I'll see you in the next. Lots of love. Train smart. Keep it real.